This video again about metformin, why I'm doing it, because this recent years, this and previous years, there were a lot of publications, a lot of articles published about connection of metformin with anti-aging, and it is now accepted that metformin is the first anti-aging drug which is proven, which is already proven as to decelerate aging, at least decelerate aging. So what we have? Metformin has very simple structure. Actually, it is very simple molecule. It is of natural origin, but it was synthesized, and then it is produced. In many countries, it is available without any prescription. So I am buying in Thailand the metformin. I pay 24 baht per 10 pills. And it is 33 baht, about $1 So it is really cheap and affordable, and I take 1 gram. So it is prescribed, or it is recommended to use 2 pills a day, one at morning, one at night, for diabetic, for people who suffer from diabetes. So this is okay. We will go through. Okay, then first when you are swallowing the pill, it gets to your stomach and then to your intestine, and small intestine and large intestine. So certainly the first what we are getting, it is your gut. Our gut is under action of, under impact of the metformin. And actually not so much of metformin is getting to your blood. Concentration in the blood of the metformin is relatively low. And but what we are getting, it is actually changes in our gut, gut microbiota and microbiome, and then it is already proven that microbiota is changing, composition is changing, and microbes which produce predominantly short-chain fatty acids proliferate in the gut, in the large intestine, and these guts are producing such butyrates and propionate, and these short-chain fatty acids are very, very good for our health. And first, we are getting better epithelium layer, which is and then, because in old age many people suffer from autoimmune diseases, which is related to so-called leaky gut phenomenon, and this is because, especially if people consume a lot of vegetables and fruits which are full with pesticides and herbicides, not organic food, and then they are getting a lot of complications in health. And then these short-chain fatty acids help a lot to keep your epithelium layer in the gut healthy, and to also it is all related to your body, to health of your body. But again, if you take the metformin and don't take any carbohydrates and any kind of dietary fibers, then I would recommend to take resistant starch or collagen. So if for people who stay on strict carnivore diet, the collagen works almost the same as a resistant starch. If resistant starch is used by bacteria to produce these butyrates, then collagen is used to produce isobutyrates. So it is almost the same substances, almost the same short-chain fatty acids, and they work as a source of energy for collagen, for epithelium layer, and for all your body. So at this slide you can see that you have this microbiome, and these bacteria, they produce from resistant starch or from collagen, they produce these butyrates and short-chain other short-chain acids. These acids can go through the epithelium, and then directly to blood, and because they don't need this cholesterol to be transported, they go directly to the bloodstream, and then with bloodstream, they first go to the liver, of course, but also it is especially beneficial for your brain, and then cognitive abilities of the brain and all your nervous system are improved very much with this short chain fatty acids. Okay, then what we have that metformin first is changing your something in your gut, and first the glucose absorption is getting down, and this is also means some complications. You can if you consume a lot of carbohydrates, you can get complications because this glucose is getting to your large intestine and produce a lot of gas by bacteria. So bacteria will produce a lot of gas. Even you can suffer from diarrhea. So my advice, if you consume metformin, please change to ketogenic diet, or better to carnivore diet, to strict carnivore diet with no carbohydrates at all. This is the best. But okay, metformin also improves secretion of insulin in pancreas, and it is. But the main function is that it stops the glucosagenesis. So liver do not produce glucose anymore from fat and from proteins. And then the level of glucose drops in the blood. This is the main feature, the main what the metformin is doing. But also what we have in muscles we have that muscles are consuming the rest of glucose from blood, and then the level of glucose is dropping. And fatty cells, what is happening is fatty cells generation or synthesis of fat in fatty cells is stops because they have no glucose from blood, and instead they release fatty acids to the bloodstream, and then so that this your accumulated fat can be used as a source of energy for the rest of your body. So metformin has already so many functions. So first it is improves the diabetes, but it also works to reduce or avoid cancer. Because what is the mechanism? The metformin is working with mitochondria. It is reducing the work. It is actually blocking oxidation of glucose in mitochondria, and then but cancer cells, they are getting energy mostly from glucose from this mechanism in mitochondria, and then if it is blocked, then cancer cells cannot survive. Also, metformin is the blocks so-called mTOR enzyme. So we will talk about this later. So obesity is dropping because accumulated fat is used as fuel, and it proves liver diseases. I mean, it cures liver diseases and your cardiovascular diseases. Okay, so when the metformin is coming through your epithelium layer to your bloodstream, first it goes to liver. This is the main way to work, and but in part it is removed. It is removed. Removed by kidney, and that it is maximum concentration stays not so long in blood. In 6 hours it drops twice. We have in 6 hours half of the concentration only, and in 24 hours we actually already all metformin will be removed from the body. This is why for diabetics they are supposed to get 2 pills twice a day, and with 12 hours the interval, it keeps the action of metformin relatively steady during the day. Well, if we look how the metformin is working in our body, so we have to pay attention to mitochondria. Mitochondria is organelles in our cells. We have this our animal cell in cells. This is we have mitochondria. Mitochondria, it is like bacteria which assimilated to live inside the cells. And the function of the mitochondria is to produce molecules of energy. These molecules of energy in adenosine triphosphate, and then this adenosine triphosphate is used to work all organelles, all the function of the cell depends on amount of adenosine triphosphate. And so what is mitochondria is doing, especially if glucose is available, but also fat and proteins. So when oxygen is getting to inside of the cell, mitochondria is burning carbohydrates, glucose, and it also can burn fat and produce energy in the form of adenosine triphosphate. And when this energy is used in the cell, then adenosine triphosphate gets converted to adenosine diphosphate, and even further to adenosine monophosphate, but mostly to adenosine diphosphate. So we have this adenosine triphosphate molecules with 3 phosphate groups, and when it is get converted to adenosine diphosphate, we have release of energy. Okay, there was a video in my channel about this. And this is the structure of adenosine monophosphate. We have only 1 phosphate group. So, as I said, what is metformin is doing? It is blocking the oxidation and anaerobic and aerobic conversion of glucose to energy, to ATP. And then only that the cells can produce energy from fat, from fatty acids, burning of fatty acids and fat. So, and first, what is we are getting less molecules of ATP, adenosine triphosphate, and less energy, and cells is getting into starvation. I mean, not enough energy to function. And this starvation mode ignites so-called adenosine monophosphate kinase. This is such an enzyme which is a signaling molecule, and also it changes the function of the cell. Also, when we have not enough energy, then our cell is like pushed to, and then if the cell is in starvation mode, in mode that it has not enough energy, and mitochondria is a source of energy, then it is like cell tries to increase number of mitochondria in the cell, and then also if some mitochondria are not working properly, then then it has to be eradicated, it has to be consumed in the process of autophagy. Okay, so this kinase, this protein, what it works, so it is first it is stopping work of this another enzyme which is has name mTOR, mTOR. And this mTOR is it is mammalian targeting of rapamycin. So this is signaling molecule and enzyme which reacts to availability of amino acids in the cells, and availability of like food and energy, and then this it is signaling molecules that it can proliferate, it can grow, it can produce more proteins, and can divide, and can produce more cells. So this mTOR is blocked by this enzyme which is RMPK. So, and so it's actually metformin has a lot of other functions, and not only lowering glucose in our blood, but also it has other functions like cardioprotective, anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer activity. And because of this, it is already proven that metformin is a longevity drug associated with lower risk of cancer, heart disease, and especially dementia in humans, because again that if people consume metformin long term, then they have lower amount of glucose in the blood, but ketones can be produced by liver, and blood relates more on ketones and short chain fatty acids as a source of energy, and then it is much better because this Alzheimer disease is actually has another name. It is like diabetes type 3, because actually because in Alzheimer the brain cells are suffering from low energy. They cannot get energy from glucose. Even if glucose concentration is high, we have it cannot use this glucose, and it is starving in mass of, some neurons are dying, and brain is shrinking. So it is again, metformin helps a lot, because then brain can get energy from ketones and from short chain fatty acids. So people taking metformin with diabetes had lower all-case mortality, despite the fact that population of type 2 diabetics was being compared with the healthier population. This is again very, very interesting, that metformin is really extending longevity of people, despite they suffer from diabetes. So this was long established. Millions and millions of people are using it, and this is statistically it is proven that metformin has very, very good properties as anti-aging drug, and so as anti-aging, it is also when it is blocking production of energy from glucose, it is reducing amount of reactive oxygen species, this ROC. And this ROC, actually, such molecules, such chemicals that produce DNA damage. And then with less ROC, we have less DNA damage, and also then when this RMPK mechanism is ignited, then we have better working of the sirtuins. Okay, so we'll talk about later. So, and first again, the metformin role inside our body is attributed to suppression of hepatic glucogenesis to reduce glucose formation from lactate and glycerol. Metformin also restoring insulin secretion in pancreatic beta cells, and to a lesser extent increasing insulin-mediating glucose uptake in the peripheral tissues of muscles. So muscles are using the rest of glucose, which is in our blood, to produce energy. So we have a very low amount of glucose concentration in the blood. So, as I said, the generally accepted mechanism of the metformin effect is stimulation of this adenosine monophosphate activated protein kinase, AMPK. So AMPK. And AMPK is directly activated by the increase of this shortage of this ATP molecules, and AMP is coming up, ATP coming down, and then we have this starvation mode, and then the cells are getting into autophagy. So cells are trying to get energy from some proteins which are malfunction, and all our body try to get energy from maybe some cells which are not in use. This can be some skin cells, or it can be some so-called senescent cells. Senescent cells, it is zombie cells which are not functioning anymore properly. They cannot multiply, cannot work properly, but they release some substances which produce inflammation in the neighboring cells and also in all the body. This is very, very bad. And then in case of autophagy, our immune system will attack these cells, and kill them and use as source of energy as to feed all the body. So it is very, very good. And then also again this autophagy and the action of the metformin leads to increased fatty acid uptake, so and beta oxidation. So where our body is getting energy from oxidation of fatty acids. So then instead of glucose, so we're changing to ketosis, and this is very good for our body actually. Okay, we can look there. So then, yeah, okay. Then what is interesting that again that this AMPK enzyme, it has a lot of function. It is stimulate sirtuins and some enzymes which repair damage of DNA. And then also it is blocking a so-called mTOR enzyme. mTOR is to make it, to push the cells into proliferation, into producing more proteins and to growing. So this growth is blocked. We are in the mode of starvation, in the mode of autophagy. And what ignites this AMPK? What is good for us? It is exercises, first of all, and also metformin. Metformin is very good. So we have to use this AMPK induction to also to rejuvenate our body. So here again, a very technical slide that the function of the AMPK. So metformin is pushing the cells in the starvation mode, and then in autophagy, eventually to autophagy, by activating of this enzyme AMPK and enzyme. And then it is blocking mTOR. It is also ignites sirtuins, which are healing damage of in DNA. So it is all certainly all this mechanism help to rejuvenate our body, to get out all harmful substances from our body, all the senescent zombie cells, and then to put our DNA to the state of younger little bit state. Okay, here some slide. Again, I just copied it from some publications. What, as I said, thousands of publications recent years appeared that are connected and explore that review articles, also some original clinical studies, and also some experimental studies when metformin, the action of metformin is investigated for cognitive abilities, for rejuvenation, etc., etc. So, and what is also interesting that if you take metformin a long time, then especially if you are on a carnivore diet, then you have more saturated free fatty acids in cell membranes. And it is like here, if you have cell membranes mostly from saturated fat, it's more rigid, more solid, more tougher membrane. But if you have unsaturated fatty acids, then it is it is soft, it is flexible, but it is very penetrating. So the glucose molecules can just diffuse through this membrane, and not only the glucose but other substances which are harmful to the cell. But if it is good, rigid, relatively rigid membrane, then control of the substances getting inside and outside is better, and then the short chain fatty acids can yet get through the membrane, but proteins and amino acids and the glucose can get inside only with special mechanism, and like this glucose transport, and it takes energy, and of course insulin insulin controls working of this mechanism. If you have more insulin, then the mechanism working and transport glucose from blood to the cell. Okay, so again, what I want to say, what I want to tell again, that again, if you take metformin, I would say it is better to reduce amount of carbohydrates, better to shift completely to carnivore diet, a strict carnivore diet, that you are getting only animal fats with saturated fatty acids and proteins with very little or no carbohydrates at all in your diet. And then it will work synergistically with metformin, and it is, I would recommend it, and also there will be not so many side effects like blowing and gas blowing of your stomach, and also the even has other problems with your stomach, with your digestion. So, well, and the collagen, but I believe that you have to take collagen, more collagen and resistant starch to feed your microbiome, and then to produce this short chain fatty acids. Also again, metformin is improving digestion of fat. And yeah, okay, then I just copied from some articles, as I said, a lot of articles are available as PDF files in the net, so I just copied something interesting, and it is, for example, it is senescent cells, they produce such secretory phenotype SASP, and this is some harmful substances which produce inflammation in the neighboring cells and in all the body. And what is interesting is that metformin is actually suppress this secretion, and it works so that these senescent cells can be eliminated by our immune system. So and it's recent, for example, recent research was published that dilution of blood with just water and with some salts and albumin can dilution like 1:1 by water, and it will produce some rejuvenation in the body. This is lasting not very long, like 6 months, but all the idea is just we have some signaling molecules inside of the blood, and probably these signaling molecules are from these zombie cells, and as we are growing older, the number of these zombie cells is increasing if you do not use autophagy, for example. And then we're getting older, and this signaling is going so that more and more zombie cells is more and more cells are getting converted to zombie cells because of this inflammation and because of these toxins which are released by zombie cells. And then number of zombie cells is growing, number of these molecules in the blood is growing, and if you dilute it 1:1, then number of signaling molecules dropping, and then this process you will get certainly some kind of rejuvenation. And maybe there are some other signaling molecules which can signal like for young people, but okay, then this and that works, and it is not lasting very long because number of senescent cells is not dropping, but it can last like 6 months, and it is like a way of rejuvenation to dilute your blood every 6 months with water and salts and albumin. So maybe it is a technology, but it has to be tested. And actually, already it is a proven way of that some people are getting plasma from other people, and if older people are getting replacement, own plasma replaced by younger plasma from younger people, they suddenly improve their health. So it is actually quite interesting observation, and it shows again us that there are some mechanism working that produce the signaling molecules, probably from senescent, from the zombie cells. And if we are killing these zombie cells, like rapamycin, such medicine can kill zombie cells, about the same mechanism as metformin, because it ignites autophagy, and autophagy, it is our immune system activated to kill what we don't need, and then it is eliminating zombie cells. So again, you see, this is a way maybe to rejuvenation, to ignite this autophagy, as with metformin and the physical exercises and this intermittent fasting. It is working. I mean, this is a way maybe to rejuvenate your body, certainly. And I'm not so long at on this program. I moved to ketogenic diet maybe a year ago. But then I upgraded to carnivore diet relatively recently, and I started to use metformin again not so long ago, probably 8 months maximum. And then, but I feel much better, and then physically, and my weight is reduced, and I combine metformin with physical exercises. And again, we have to think what to do. For myself, I believe that it is better to combine taking metformin with physical exercise and intermittent fasting. What I'm doing at morning, I take only DHEA 50 milligram, and then all day I'm fasting, and then I go to gym and go first for high intensity interval training. It is like weightlifting and something at the limit of my capacity to push the weight. So, and I get in that to such extent that I have a very high rate of heart beating. And so it is again, I do it for about an hour, and then I can swim. So it's swimming, and swimming is like cardio exercises. It is cardio exercises. I already know that from my previous experience when I was going cycling every day, but didn't do any anabolic high intensity interval training, anabolic weightlifting exercises or similar. Then I lost a lot of lean muscular mass. So I believe that you have to combine both. So why to combine? Because after this high intensity interval training and weightlifting, this is what I say, I go to swimming, and swimming it is cardio exercises, and then it helps me to relax. Also after I go to sauna or steam room, and again it helps to relax, for my muscles to relax. And at evening I come in home, I eat, and after eating I take metformin 1 gram a day, and I take it with B12 and B1 and B6 supplements, because one disadvantage of metformin that absorption of B12 and B1 and B6 vitamins is all B vitamins is reduced. So, and I take it also with B3 supplement together with B3, because B3 is a source of this NAD. These are molecules which are used in our cells for electron transport. So they are very, very important. And they, with these molecules, our mitochondria works better, and also our sirtuin, so these enzymes which repair the DNA. So this is what I'm doing now, and as I said, I feel much better. So it's I think this combination of metformin is with vitamin B3 and other vitamins of group B, and also together with physical exercises are very, very helpful. And Okay, then again, this is the way, intermittent fasting is the way to kill our zombie cells, senescent cells. So senescent cells, again, this first metformin can prevent reactive oxygen species production by senescent cells, because these senescent cells release to outside this reactive oxygen species, and they're damaging cells, they're damaging DNA, and they ignite the inflammation, and not only this RC, but other substances, other toxic substances. And then it is this rejuvenation, metformin can do this rejuvenation this way. So it is actually altogether with igniting autophagy, it is reducing number of senescent cells. So these zombie cells, this is the way I believe that together with recent information that metformin can cure cancer, also by action to mitochondria. So mitochondria, it is blocking production of energy from glucose, and then cancer cells cannot proliferate, cannot multiply, because they are getting energy mostly from glucose. And then metformin is blocking it, and metformin is actually cure some kind of cancer. Okay, then this is what we have. Okay, I have some, this presentation I was not working very long, because so many articles, and they are mostly repeating all the same in all the same information, and it's hundreds and hundreds articles available. Some dozens are with available as PDF files. So I was reading these articles, and I give these references. For example, in the end of publication, you can see from the titles that it is all related to rejuvenation or slowing down the aging, and some diseases like dementia and Alzheimer disease and diabetes. So it is very, very interesting information, which is this activity started not long ago, and we definitely see this promotion of that metformin is now accepted as #1 anti-aging drug. And for people who are like above 40 years old, I believe this is a must, what they can do. And it is not much energy consumed. There are some people are not going for exercises, but only taking metformin together with B3 supplement, and they feel much better, clarity of mind. But again, as I said, you have to change your diet. You have to reduce an amount of carbohydrates, or better to go to ketogenic or carnivore or strict carnivore diet. This is my recommendation. So again, this is just my personal opinion. I remind that I am not a physician. I am a physicist, and but I believe I am educated enough to understand biology and chemistry, and then for myself to get an opinion what kind of lifestyle I have to keep, or what kind of diet I have to follow to not only to slow down my aging, but also maybe to rejuvenate my body. And I believe that with this way we can get a maximum life longevity of our life. And it is like lifespan, maximum lifespan. It is proven that for humans it is about 140 years. But maybe in future some another method, the genetical methods will be developed, so that we can prolong this maximum longevity maybe to 200 or even more years. But what is the most important, we are healthy. In my age of 63 for now, I feel quite good. I'm full of energy and have clarity of mind, thanks to this strict carnivore diet, thanks to maybe physical exercises and metformin. And I believe that yeah, my example may be a good motivation for other people to try. Again, I insist that everybody is different, everybody is unique, and what is working for me may will not work for you. Please be careful and be careful in this. But I think it is the way to go. So, and metformin is a must. Is a must. You have to consider this, especially so much information is coming that metformin is so good for your rejuvenation and for to stop as anti-cancer drug, and it is certainly extending longevity. So that's all. I will put this presentation to address of the presentation to the description. So, and I hope this video, yeah, again, you will consider taking metformin if you didn't do it, and consider that all this combination and how to combine metformin with this carnivore and ketogenic diet and with exercises, and this is the way to go. It is even important in our days because it's already proven by research that metformin is good to fight COVID-19. So it is good, it is igniting your immune system, it is healing your body, and again, it's even if you already got the cold, got this disease, metformin, taking metformin helps to overcome it, help to keep you healthy or to get healthy in shorter while. Okay, that's all what I say. Okay, have a good day. Ciao.